There are weapons that announce their arrival with thunder, fire, and light, and then there are weapons that give you nothing. No sound, no signal, no second chance. Somewhere beneath thousands of meters of dark, freezing ocean, a nuclear submarine moves without being seen, without being heard, and without leaving a trace. It doesn't patrol like a ship, it disappears. And the most terrifying part is this: you never know where it is. Not satellites, not radar, not even most naval forces. It exists as a question mark in the minds of generals and leaders. And in modern warfare, uncertainty is more powerful than fear itself. When a nuclear submarine leaves port, the world doesn't watch. There are no cameras, no headlines in real time, just a quiet departure, often under darkness, as a massive steel vessel slips into the water and vanishes beneath the surface. But behind that silence is a shift in global tension. These submarines are not ordinary warships. They are strategic assets capable of altering the balance of power across continents. The moment one deploys, military planners across the world take notice, because somewhere out there, hidden in the vast ocean, is a force that can strike targets over 7,000 kilometers away without ever being detected. A ballistic missile submarine doesn't need to get close to its target. It doesn't need air support, and it doesn't need warning. Its missiles can travel across the planet in minutes, carrying multiple warheads capable of striking different locations at the same time. A single submarine can carry enough destructive force to reshape entire regions of the world, and yet it remains completely invisible. This is what makes it different from every other weapon ever created. It doesn't rely on speed or numbers, it relies on silence. And in that silence, it becomes one of the most powerful deterrents ever built by human hands. Before a submarine ever touches the water, everything is calculated, every system is checked, every crew member is selected with extreme precision. These are not just sailors, they are specialists trained to operate under pressure, isolation, and absolute secrecy. They will spend months cut off from the outside world inside a sealed steel environment, knowing that their mission carries global consequences. They don't just operate a submarine, they maintain a balance that prevents war from happening in the first place, and that responsibility changes everything. Step inside a nuclear submarine and the outside world disappears instantly. There are no windows, no sunlight, no sense of time beyond artificial lights and scheduled routines. Narrow corridors stretch through layers of machinery, cables, and reinforced steel. Every inch of space is used, every sound matters. The air is controlled, the temperature is regulated, even the smallest vibration is monitored, because in this environment, silence is survival. One mistake, one unnecessary noise could reveal the submarine's position and turn it from hunter to target in seconds. Life aboard a nuclear submarine is unlike anything on land. Days blend into nights because there is no sky to look at. The crew operates in shifts, keeping the vessel active 24 hours a day. Sleep comes in short cycles, often in small bunks stacked tightly together. Privacy is almost non-existent. Communication with family is limited, sometimes delayed for days or weeks. And yet this confined, high-pressure environment creates something unique. A bond between crew members that few people will ever understand. Because down here, hundreds of meters below the surface, your survival depends on each other. The true purpose of a nuclear submarine is not to attack, it is to prevent attacks from ever happening. This is known as deterrence. The idea is simple but powerful. If an enemy knows that you can respond instantly even after being attacked, they are far less likely to strike in the first place. And because submarines are almost impossible to track continuously, they ensure that this response is always possible. They are called second strike weapons, the ultimate insurance policy in a world where one wrong decision could lead to catastrophe. Their strength is not just in their firepower, but in the doubt they create. Hidden within the body of a nuclear submarine is a level of firepower that few weapons on Earth can match. Deep inside its reinforced hull are rows of vertical launch tubes, each capable of releasing ballistic missiles that can travel more than 7,000 kilometers across the globe. These missiles don't just carry a single payload, they can deploy multiple warheads, each guided toward a different target. target with terrifying precision. From deep beneath the ocean, a submarine can strike cities, military bases, or command centers in minutes, and it can do it without ever being seen. This is not just power, it's reach without exposure. Modern submarine-launched missiles are designed with one purpose: absolute reliability. Once launched, they break through the ocean's surface, ignite their engines, and climb into the upper atmosphere before releasing their payload. Each warhead then separates, adjusts its course, and descends toward its target at incredible speed. The accuracy is measured in meters even after traveling across continents. This means hardened targets, underground bunkers, missile silos, fortified installations are no longer safe. It's not just about destruction, it's about precision on a global scale delivered from a platform that no one can locate. While ballistic missiles provide long-range power, submarines also carry weapons designed for close encounters. Torpedoes, fast, intelligent, and relentless, are stored in forward compartments ready to be launched at a moment's notice. These are not simple projectiles. They are guided systems that track targets using sound, adjusting their path as the enemy moves. Once locked on, they do not give up. They pursue their target through the depths, calculating distance, speed, and movement until impact. In the confined, high-pressure environment of underwater combat, there is no room for error. The hunter must remain unseen, and the strike must be decisive. A submarine's greatest defense is not armor or speed, it is invisibility. Every part of its design is built around reducing sound. Machinery is mounted on special systems to absorb vibration. The outer hull is shaped and coated to scatter sonar waves. Even the propeller is engineered to move massive volumes of water without creating noise. When necessary, the submarine can slow to a near drift, allowing ocean currents to carry it silently. It can position itself in layers of water where temperature changes distort sound waves, making detection even harder. In this environment, the submarine becomes more than a machine. It becomes a ghost. Inside the submarine, one of the most critical spaces is the sonar room. It is dark, quiet, and intensely focused. Operators sit for hours wearing headphones listening to the ocean, not just loud sounds, but faint, distant vibrations. The hum of a ship's engine, the movement of another submarine, even natural sounds like marine life can mask or reveal something hidden. Every vessel has its own acoustic signature, like a fingerprint made of sound, and trained operators can identify it from miles away. In this silent war, hearing your enemy first can mean survival. Being heard first can mean the end. Detection is rare, but when it happens, everything changes instantly. The calm routine of the submarine shifts into controlled urgency. Commands are quiet, precise, and immediate. Speed is adjusted. Depth changes slowly but deliberately. Countermeasures may be deployed, devices that create false noise to confuse incoming threats. The goal is simple: disappear again. Because once a submarine is located, it becomes a target in one of the most dangerous environments on Earth. There are no safe zones in the ocean. Only those who remain hidden survive. Despite operating in total isolation, a nuclear submarine is never truly alone. It remains connected to command through highly secure communication systems. Messages are transmitted using extremely low-frequency signals that can penetrate deep into the ocean. These signals carry critical updates, strategic changes, intelligence reports, and, in the most extreme case, launch orders. Every message is encrypted, verified, and handled with absolute caution, because one command sent from thousands of kilometers away could initiate an event that changes the course of history. And when that message arrives, there is no hesitation, only procedure. Weeks turn into months beneath the surface, and the silence begins to feel heavier. There is no sunlight here. No wind, no sense of the outside world. Time is measured only by duty shifts and routine. For the crew, isolation is not just physical, it's mental. You cannot step outside, you cannot escape the steel walls around you. Every face becomes familiar, every sound becomes part of your reality, and yet despite the pressure, the mission continues, because every person on board understands that their presence here serves a purpose far greater than themselves. Down here, nothing is seen by the outside world. There are no cameras, no headlines, no recognition. The crew operates in complete anonymity, carrying out one of the most critical roles in global security without ever being acknowledged publicly. If they succeed, nothing happens. No war, no escalation, just silence. And that silence is their success. It is a strange reality, spending months preparing for events that everyone hopes will never occur, but that is the nature of their duty, to be ready even if readiness is never tested. For long stretches, life on the submarine follows a predictable rhythm, but that rhythm can break in an instant. an unexpected contact on sonar, a sudden change in orders, a system malfunction deep within the vessel. In those moments, training takes over. Every crew member moves with precision, responding without panic, because underwater hesitation can be dangerous. There is no quick escape, no outside help. Every problem must be solved from within, and every decision carries weight. Somewhere in the chain of command above the ocean, decisions are made that could reach down into the depths. If a launch order is ever transmitted, it arrives without emotion, just coded instructions, verified through strict procedures. Inside the submarine, the atmosphere changes. This is no longer training, no longer theory. Every system is activated, every step followed exactly. There is no room for doubt, because what happens next cannot be undone. It is a moment that defines why the submarine exists and why the world fears it. And yet, despite everything, the weapons, the technology, the readiness, the greatest strength of a nuclear submarine lies in restraint. Its missiles remain in their tubes, its torpedoes stay in place. Its crew continues their patrol without ever needing to act. This is the paradox of its existence. It is built for destruction, yet its true purpose is prevention. The knowledge that it could strike is enough to stop others from making that first move. And in that quiet balance, wars are avoided before they begin. Eventually, the mission comes to an end. After months in the deep, the submarine begins its journey back. Slowly, carefully, it rises toward the surface. And then for the first time in weeks, sunlight breaks through. Fresh air fills the vessel. The outside world returns all at once, bright, loud, and overwhelming. The crew steps out changed in ways that are difficult to explain. They leave behind the silent world they lived in, carrying with them an experience that few will ever understand. Somewhere, even now, another submarine is on patrol, moving quietly through the depths unseen and unknown. It does not seek attention. It does not announce its presence, but it is there, watching, waiting, ready, a silent guardian in a world where power is often measured by what is visible. The ocean hides many things, but perhaps the most powerful of them all is the one you will never see coming.